What's going on, family? Peace, light, and love. Thank you for connecting with me. I am Shakesha, and this is the Pretty Priestess podcast. And I want to tell you guys, I took a much needed break. I just it first initially, like last week, it was like I just couldn't come up with anything that I thought would be helpful, that I thought would be useful at that particular time. And I considered like going over some other stuff that I picked up, and just putting something out there. But when I'm not feeling it, I'm not feeling it. And however, one thing that I can do is just tap into that discernment. See, when spirit gives you an assignment and you make the agreement to continue to show up, there's also ways that you get these communications that kind of show you that you need to take a break. You need a little bit of downtime. It's time to get that shit balanced. Let's get grounded. And when you um are in tune with your intuitive side, when you are in tune with your body, in tune with yourself, you start to really recognize that. And it looks like at this particular point in time, this has just been a time where intuition for me has intensified like times 20. And I have been definitely riding with that. Not, and it was just really a time where I started noticing too that, um, we had some things that happened. I'm trying to make sure I'm wording this so that I'm not just like up here running people's shit. But there was a situation where I thought for sure, because I'm so highly intuitive, that I would have tapped in and really knew, like, something was off here, and I totally missed it. And my husband is usually on point with that type of shit. He missed it. And we went on about our way. And then we found out, that we had totally missed some shit that went down and everything. And it was just like, wow, what the hell? But Spirit was really showing that, in some circumstances, it's all about um, divine order. It's all about divine order, and those things working themselves out the way they need to work themselves out. And so with that, I was able to kind of release that. But I thought for sure that, we would have definitely caught some shit like that. And it was crazy. So, but definitely shout out and ashe to a lot of people, that are leaving this planet at this particular time. So many souls have been making this transition, and it's not necessarily been about, all of the virus and all of that that's been going on, but just like general things. And this is more of us shifting into higher dimensions, higher realities and shit like that. And some souls just making that agreement that they would go ahead and roll on out before all of these changes take place. And so that's showing up in some pretty profound ways. And there was just a lot of things that was happening here in Pittsburgh, where I'm at, where, we were seeing like a lot of these transits and how the energies like really take place and everything. And so this is a time for us to definitely take note. I want to give so much love and shouts out to the Sirius Cipher. They definitely came through and built on that cipher on parallel realities. And this was a subject that was brought up by Goddess Ra, who was diving deep with a friend of hers, and thought, wow, this would be powerful for the cipher to like really build on and everything. My knowledge was sort of limited on that parallel reality. But what I realized is that the things that we know, we don't realize that someone is calling it some other shit. And so parallel realities, alignments, quantum realities, and all of that other stuff is a lot of that work that we talk about, where you get into the energy. You tune into the frequency, you hold the vibration, and it brings you into alignment. And this is what helps you to access different realms. Another tool that I really enjoy is astrology, that really gives us an opportunity to get some insight on how the energy is flowing. So we get an opportunity to create a completely parallel universe, so to say. So when we're armed with that information on how the energy is lining up, we can navigate it so much better and in our best interest. And so instead of like how the energy may look like, it could express itself this way in this particular vibration, but if we raise our frequency up, it can come and look like this on a different level. And this is what I'm talking about us having that ability in changing our reality and creating different realities, different realms for ourselves. And this right here is a time that we absolutely have the commander's seat in making that shit happen for ourselves. It is really a time for us to really start just sitting with where our values are at and who we think and who we know we are, and really start building our lives around what's truly important to us. This is absolutely a time for us to be doing that shit. And so I want to give so much love to the astronaut warrior showing up, coming through in the house and just building. And this was the first time that I've gotten to meet the astronaut warrior outside of the whole Planet Remix Cypher family. You know what I'm saying? And we really do a lot of powerful spiritual work with that soul group. And so connecting with those brilliant individuals is just so damn gangster to me. And so, with that connection, Brittany Vibes, she stopped through, briefly, but she definitely came through, made an impact with that. Of course, Goddess Ra, this was her subject, no doubt about it. And she really took that position of getting an opportunity just to see how we was interpreted, what our perspectives on that particular subject was about. Now she did, get her chime on and all of that and everything, because we see things differently. And that made that so gangster right there. Brother Dante coming in, dropping information. So much love to that brother. That's a shaman, That's a shaman in these streets. I don't give a shit what nobody got to say about that. The truth in these streets. Watch what I'm telling y'all. Watch what I say. And Sheila comes through, a brilliant communicator out here in these streets. And she can take any subject and run with it. I started noticing that, this is a gift for this one right here. See, she can take any particular subject and craft it into whatever it is that she needs to, whatever message that she needs to convey. That is a trait of a master right there. That is so damn gangster right there, because not only will she give you her expression and her understanding of that, like, yeah, okay, I got that, but check this out, and then take you to a whole nother realm. That shit right there, that's some master shit right there. I love it. And I love that soul family. And I am so grateful and so honored to know individuals like that will take their time and just really chop up different perspectives, different concepts, different energies, and just be able to do that in divine timing, because this is absolutely divine. Like Spirit dropped this on my heart, to start having these conversations, these discussions and everything. So I would have kept trying to invite people to come on my podcast and have these conversations with me and everything. No, you got something to do over here. But you need to really bring folks together so that we can really build this community up. Because see, a lot of us, and I was listening to, before I get all into this, but I was listening to it was some conversation that I listened to on YouTube. I'll put a playlist on, let it rock, whatever. And while I was cleaning, whatever, I was listening to this conversation, and they talked about how this was Billy Carson, I do believe, how there's some blowbacks to opening up your third eye. And when you open up the third eye, a lot of times you have individuals that are around you, they don't see the world like you do because your perspective shifts. And when you don't have people that's seeing things and experiencing things the same way, it's isolating. And it turns your experience into something challenging, to say the least. And being able to connect, to have these conversations with people that actually get you, that see the world like you do, and will take what you know or what you have and expand upon it, or even give a unique and different perspective on how that goes. This is essential for us to be able to heal as a soul family, for those of us that have that in their lives, where we need to be able to connect with other like-minded individuals so that we can continue to get our build on and chop up these problems, because we looking into shit, not just at it. So definitely shout out to the Serious Cipher. I'm gonna get off the soapbox right now. I'm gonna get off the soapbox. I'm off. All right. Now, I want to talk about this energy that we are experiencing in these transit shit, y'all, shit. So we had this energy of this eclipse. It was a hybrid eclipse where we was like in Aries energy and boom, Taurus energy. But a bing, but a boom, And then that very next day, Mercury goes into retrograde. And so, you know how folks is talking about Mercury in retrograde. And a lot of that is mental. And I was sharing with the family on the cipher on Thursday that I was listening to this beautiful sister who really gave a good explanation on this Mercury retrograde energy. And what she was saying is that we got to remember that that movement of Mercury being in retrograde, moving backwards, is an illusion. Mercury retrograde within itself is an illusion. And when you get that type of illusion, type of energy, you get presented with illusion type shits. And so that's when that player hater will start showing up in your mind, trying to tell you that you ain't worthy, it ain't for you, it ain't available. Telling you who to trust, who not to trust, and making you feel a little self-conscious about what you're saying so you don't show up 100% yourself. Oh, that player hater is what I'm talking about, that likes to show up and get in our head and tell us those things. But I'm here to declare that even if it has been our experience, we have gotten the lesson. That's why we had that experience, you see. So now that we caught the lesson, are we going to learn from it? Or are we going to go ahead and take that which we know and move forward so that we can really show up and claim some victory in these streets? Whatever. So right now we got this retrograde in Taurus. It's showing up in all earth signs, which is giving us an opportunity to get grounded. And this is really what this energy is dictating right about now. So when Mercury is in retrograde in Taurus, it's giving us an opportunity to review the thinking, to review the way that we've been going about doing some of those things, right? Our money being in Taurus, how we've been spending our money, how we've been dealing with our money, our resources. This is a time for us to really start getting in check what really holds value to us, what really holds that space for us. It's a time for us to really, really get clear on that. And when that node being in Taurus, along with this retrograde and Mercury being in Taurus, this is going to really help us to get laser focused on the true north, on our true direction and where it is that we're trying to go in life, what's important to us and what's not important to us. And are you really willing to be out here in these streets busting your ass on something you could care two shits about? You get an opportunity to put that up under review and see if you want to continue plugged into the matrix, going about this shit robotically and mechanically, or really speak life into your situation and change that shit out here in these streets. You get to choose on how you want to do that. Then we got Venus that's going up here in Gemini. And so with this Mercury being in retrograde like that, I do want to warn, one of the things that came up is because we got that communication energy of Gemini, Mercury retrograde, shit get twisted and all of that other stuff. And then that's showing up all up in Venus and everything. That flirty conversation you have, and you might want to really be careful with what's coming out of your mouth. Really be careful so that you ain't misunderstood and somebody's grandma think you was trying to hit on them or whatever. You heard? We got Mars and the moon in Cancer. Why am I saying shit like this? Because we got this energy that's in a space right now. With Mars being in Cancer, it's in that, usually, that emotional energy, it ain't down for that whole war energy. It kind of works against each other, but kind of, for me, how I see it, kind of mellows it, right? But it also opens up the potential for a lot of emotional misunderstandings to take place at this particular point in time. And we want to be careful with that because we got Mars and the moon is in its native of Cancer. And it being set up like that, we opening the door to some potential for folks to get you twisted and take it personally in a special way. But let me tell you something though. If your vibration is high enough and you are in a space where you can navigate these streets with a good sense of humor, where you ain't taking yourself so seriously, you really got an open and broad perspective. Oh, you go coast through this shit with ease. And you're going to get an opportunity to see just where you need to tighten up on your communication and how you need to pay attention to the devil that's in the details. And intuition is so high right now. You go get an opportunity to really tune into your star player and navigate this successfully. You heard. And so another tool that I wanted to talk about, because I'm going to tell you something. Astrology is that shit. It helps us to navigate. But another tool to respect, and this is a tool that's our own, that we carry on our person, is our hair. Our hair is considered an antenna because it transmits and receives information. You heard? It holds energy. And these energy transmitters are extensions of our nervous system. Let's talk about this shit. All right, where my notes at? Because I don't want to leave, because I found some good shit when I was out here navigating these streets. See, hair and working with that hair energy has always been like a special thing to me. Now, even though I started putting my hair in locks before I was even aware of how energy is held within our hair and how our hair is antennas at that particular time, I was just led to put my hair in locks because I'm so tender-headed, moving a comb through my hair after I stopped relaxing it, of course, yeah. Moving a comb through my hair, especially without no relaxer, is a very painful situation. Growing up, we called that being tender-headed. And so I figured my safest bet would be to go on and lock my hair up. So that way I ain't got to ever see the likes of a comb again. And there was some bonus shit that was connected to that. Because many of us see our hair as a sacred part of us, as I do. And it holds spiritual energy from us and in our surroundings. The Buddhists, they see it a little differently though. And you get to, because this is your tool to operate and deal with it how you want to. They see that shit with like, they see the hair like connected to like beauty and sex. And I do too, you know. Yeah, that's why I want to keep mine. But they cut theirs off to sever it from, you know, worldly attachment, whatever, in pursuit of enlightenment. I'm with that too, word, you know, but I'm going to keep my hair. But that's for the monks only, because you can be a part of the whole Buddhist tradition if that's how you want to get down without having to shave your hair off. Trust. However, some people also believe that cutting or shaving allows your chakras to open up and receive the energy. So then when you cut your hair down, you know, you open up so that your crown chakra energy can really receive some special downloads. Now that's gangster, you know. I just ain't in a place where I'm just trying to shave my hair off. But that's good stuff to know though. Good to know. And some religious traditions, they see growing hair long as like increasing vitality as well, right? You heard that story in the Bible about Samson, right? And, you know, and he had the woman Delilah. And the agreement that he made with God is that, you know, he would remain powerful and vital as long as he didn't cut his hair. And that girl got him to cut his hair. Boy, the coochie is strong, y'all. No doubt. He cut off all his hair, lost all his power in these streets, whatever. Now, if you want, you know, if you believe the story, whatever, I like the story. I think it's cute, you know, because it just, it speaks such truth to how shit is. You heard? Indian traditions see long hair as being like close to the earth when I was looking into this. So I didn't know that. So the longer your hair is, the more of an earth connection you have. I can see that. That works. I can definitely dig with that. And the Rastafari tradition, of course, they use that whole where they lock their hair up and everything, and they take on that lion's mane look, right? And they use only like all natural products. You ain't gonna see them running down there to the dollar store getting whatever they can for, you know what I'm saying, or down at the Family Dollar and getting a 99-cent shampoo that got all of these chemicals. You can't even pronounce them, none of that shit like that, right? They ain't doing none of that. They're gonna put the all natural products in their hair and everything and allow their hair to lock up and do it that way. Now the Rastafari tradition, boy, I didn't know that it wasn't even really like that widely accepted for quite some time. Well, at least this is what the lady that, you know, wrote the article was talking about back in her day. And I guess they're more accepting of that now, but they were seen more like outcasts out there in these streets. Get the hell out of here. Wow. So anyway, I'm going to keep it going. But also, and I don't want to leave out the Amish cats, because every once in a while, you know, if I ride out, they got these flea markets where you know what I'm saying, can get some really good produce out there. If we ever out that way and everything. And the Amish, they built some gangster ass furniture too, man. And like you can pass that shit down for generations. That shit's built to last. They are pristine. So if you don't know nothing about these Amish folks that's putting this furniture together, they are some gangsters in these streets with that shit. However, you know what I'm saying? Their fashion sense, well, you know, it works for them. And they say that they grow their hair long. The men grow their beards long. The women grow their hair long and everything, because they want to, you know, well, for them, they are seeing it as more of a protection mechanism, just like there's evangelical Christian women who grow their hair really long. Another thing is being spiritual protection, right? And so, it can be, on a spiritual level and on a physical level. Like where the Amish, I think they're going head up against, whole secular fashion and all of the fads and whatnot, and, kind of protecting themselves from that type of materialism and secular fashion, just like I said, whatever. Anyway, and also spiritual wickedness that's around and everything. And so they believe that the hair will protect you from that. So yeah, that's gangster. But you got to use your intuition out here in these streets. Now, let me tell you something. I definitely know that your hair is definitely an antenna. There's science in that. We ain't gonna play a game, okay? There's definite science in that, but there's also beautiful things that you can do to kind of work with that energy. But if you wanted to cast it, want to shave off your head, open up your heart chakra, you do what works for you. I'm here to give you this science on some spiritual hair care. So this is what I recommend for you. I recommend let it grow. This is what I recommend, but it welcomes the true you as being you. I seen a sister that was on social media and she was showing like her lock journey and everything. And she was showing like all the times where she had colored her hair and, in the different phases that you go through and everything. And I do remember, I think it was Miss Blue, maybe, yeah, I think it was. But she talked about like when someone goes through like a traumatic event and how they typically do something dramatic to the hair, right? Because there's that connection to it. And especially like traumatic events, you'll see people, they'll shave off all of their hair and everything because it holds that energy and everything. When you let your hair grow, now this is just for me because some folks, they want to let that shit go. That's why I'm bringing up the traumatic event. You ain't trying to relive that. You cutting it off. You starting all over again. Hit the reset button, fam. No doubt about it. Okay. Don't get that twisted. But for me, I'm letting it grow because it's going to begin in welcoming the true me as I am, as I evolve, as I go along on my spiritual journey, where you see where I'm dyeing my hair blonde. And now I'm at a point where I wish that I didn't have to dye my hair because now my hair is gray and I don't want my hair to be gray. So now I'm sitting here at this place where, at this point right now, it's not really as important to me as it used to be to make sure that my hair was all dyed up and all of that other stuff. But now I don't want gray hair. But now I'm also in the space of it is what it is. So I go back and forth with myself every day. So far, I'm just rocking some gray hair and I'm dealing with that. I'm dealing with that. Absolutely. I still got work to do, y'all, for real. But I'm here to tell you, though, I want to make sure that if I'm rocking this gray hair, that it's going to definitely help to enhance my gangster. I don't want to be saddled to anything that makes me feel diminished. You heard? And so with that, I am definitely adopting some more of these Rastafari principles with putting all natural stuff in my hair. I haven't colored my hair in quite some time. It was damaging it too. So that's the other thing. Like I ain't trying to recommend you color your hair out in these streets. I still got some vanity issues to work out clearly. So anyway, as you grow and mature, it will definitely give you an idea of where you were at different phases of your life as your hair grows and everything. And like it's a multi-dimensional thing and everything. Yesterday, I washed my hair and I was trying to let that shit ride because weather had gotten cold and everything. Because I'm the type of person, I wash my hair like once a month, every moon cycle. Then I wash my hair and everything. So I went got, hair dryer and all of that other stuff. But the other thing that I would really recommend even if you don't do anything drastic with your hair, like cut it off, shave it off after a traumatic event, after an argument, after going through a change, you got into an exchange with mama and it turned into something you didn't want it to be. You got into an argument with your cousins. You went to a family gathering and that got a little haywire. There was somebody who was pushing your buttons and got up under your skin and everything. That's a good time to wash your hair, because this is going to help you to disconnect from that energy. It's going to help you to process those emotions. That water working through your hair is going to help you process all of the emotions that was connected to whatever exchange you had going on at that particular time. So definitely wash your hair. I like to do that during the moon cycles, especially during that full moon cycle where you wash your hair, and definitely like release all of that energy, or new moon cycle, reset it for new, whatever. And however you want to do it, you use your intuition on how that particular shit goes down. But this is the way that I recommend it. I know some other folks, they hair ain't like mine. And so they wash their hair every day. And that's a winner too. It might be beneficial for you to do that. Also, different changes of seasons and shit like that, right? So definitely check that out then. I was going to let my hair ride all the way out into the new moon. Now I'm scratching my hair. I think there was a bug in my hair or some shit, you know what I'm saying? And then my head is itching and everything. And so, I had to go ahead and address it now. So I was able to benefit with some of that eclipse energy too, to really charge that up. Here's the other thing. Because I brought that up, you got to charge your products before you apply them. If you just going in there grabbing that shit up off the shelf, you are doing yourself a tremendous disservice. You get an opportunity to really work some energy into your auric field, and allows you to bring that into where your crown chakra is, so that you can really be connected. So that you can really be connected, so that you can really be open to getting some really meaningful downloads that's going to help you out. It's going to help you to work out a lot of emotional shits, that you were kind of struggling with and everything. So I'm definitely encouraging you guys to charge up your products and set your intention with whatever you would like to see happen. Anything that has a liquid consistency should always be charged. You don't think so? Check that work that Dr. Emoto put out here in these streets. I'm here to tell you, charge that shit up, or don't look at that work, Dr. Emoto. Try that shit for yourself and see what it do. I'm here to tell you, charge it up, set an intention. It's going to change your life. Then braid your hair up. If your hair ain't already locked like mine is and everything, one of the things that you can do before you go to sleep, because when you braid your hair up, there's a lot of energy from the moon. That lunar energy is so gangster. It charges you up. We charge our crystals with it. We got a crystal in our mind. It's called the magnetite. It's connected to that whole what is that? Reticular activating system, right? This is that law of attraction shit. When you focus on it, you start to see it show up more in your life, right? This is what we talking about right there, right? And when you braid your hair up before you go to sleep, with intention too, do everything with intention. Make no mistake about this, right? I used to do shit willy-nilly, you know what I'm saying, and not really see the results that I've gotten when I've been truly intentional about what I'm doing. Like it'll turn out all right. Let's make, it's gonna be all right. But when you are intentional, you go see some real results and how that changes, how it shifts. No doubt. So definitely put your hair in some braids if your hair is not already braided or locked up or something like that. Put it in some braids. It holds that lunar energy. It helps you to feel charged up, and it just allows you to really connect with another level. Well, you know what? We connect with this energy in an impactful way. But what this does is it helps to give you a little bit more vitality by locking in that lunar energy into your hair. And then another suggestion that I would have too, ponytails can help you to ground. Ponytails help you to ground. For me, when I pull my hair back like so, and I put it over where that, you know, where that lump is in the back of your head, like right before it gets there, I pull my ponytail like right about right there, right? That right there helps me to ground. Now, when I was navigating these cosmic streets, when I was looking through out here in these streets to see what else other cats was saying, if there was some information on that shit out there was one that I saw that was talking about putting your hair up into a bun, because when you put your hair up in a bun, it opens up your crown chakra. Now, I can see how that works, but I got a problem with that shit. And the problem that I got with that is that it leaves the back where the Zil chakra is. And the Zil chakra is right along the back, the base of your head, like where your spine is at, what is that, the medulla oblongata or some shit like that. You leave that open. And even though you got that button that's opening up your crown chakra, the Zil chakra takes in energy. And so you want to be really mindful of pulling your hair all the way up and leaving that completely exposed if you're going to be in a hostile situation. Let's say you at a place where you work at and everybody is hating on you and shit like that. I do not recommend you wearing a bun and not having anything protecting that Zil chakra, like a silk scarf, like something or some anointing oil or something like that that's going to hold that in place. Or pull your hair to the back of your head to where that bump is in the back of your head, and allow your hair to be to work as a protective mechanism for that Zil chakra. But if you want to put your hair up in a bun, rock on and see what and see what that do. You know, I'm just very aware of that Zil chakra that we got exposed back there. But one of the things, let's get back to that silk action, right? Because silk is a kiss for your hair on all levels. Now let's check this out now. Silk is protective from negative energies as well, right? So you can put that, and you can use a silk scarf and wrap it around your neck to protect that Zil chakra, but you can also wrap your hair up at night and protect your energy with your silk scarf upon your head. Not only will it help to lock in those lunar energies, but it's going to seal out any of that negative shit that might be around. So it may be if the person next to you had a bad day and they, you know, got some vibrate, whatever the hell, you know what I'm saying? Nightmares, all of that shit, that silk will help to protect you from those low vibrational energies. And this is a thing, not only will it do that, but silk, it holds that moisture within your hair and everything, and it helps to bring that sheen, that shine to your hair and everything. So you definitely want to work with some silk scarves. I highly recommend you tying your hair with nothing but silk. That's my recommendation. And then last but not least, if you can make yourself a very special hair mist. Now, I ain't talking for the folks that put the flat iron, the hot comb, and you know what I'm saying, because it may work against you. It's a possibility. It will work against you if you have those particular types of hairstyles and your hair begins to frizz when water hits it. I just want to put you on notice. Then you can come up with another, maybe a good oil or a salve or something like that. But what I recommend is that you mist your hair every day. Now it ain't no big deal. I'm not talking about like wetting your hair and coating it, then you run out there and catch pneumonia in the wintertime and no foolishness like that. Not talking about it like that. But you know how, you know, they say folks will spray the perfume and then they or the cologne, and then they just walk through the mist and everything. That's what you want to do with that mist, right? You want to get you an intentional spray mist. What you can do, I'll use rainwater, and I know they talk about the chemtrails in the street and all of that other bullshit and then the foolishness and everything, whatever. I drop a smidgen of apple cider vinegar in it, a smidgen of salt in there or something like that to help cancel all of that, all of the possibilities. You know what I'm saying? We work with the energy, right? Because I want to get that grounded earth energy up into there, right? And that Taurus moon, if there was some rain or something like that, that's some good grounded energy to get into. I'm just saying. Anyway, you get you some water, or get you some tap water, get you some spring water, get you some distilled water, charge that shit up with intention, maybe even throw a little bit of essential oil to put a little bit of aromatherapy, let it hit that olfactory system, right? And let it get up in there so that you can really raise your vibration and frequency. And when you bring that intention to that spray, is going to help boost and raise the vibration in your head. I'm telling you, try this for yourself. You absolutely must. But let me see, where am I at on time? I've been talking and talking and talking, and I promised myself I wasn't going to do that. But listen, let me give you this quick message, because hold up, I want to make sure that I'm recording this, because then I ain't got to do it twice. I want to share this with everybody. But what I want to do is give this message the spirit gave to me and put in my heart right about now. And spirit wants you to know that in order for you to begin and live in a heart-centered and heart-focused life, you have absolutely got to pay attention to the way that you process this world around you. See, the challenge is the thoughts that get up in our head, because we have some historical truths that will tell us that, yeah, this happened and this happened and this happened. And that means that I need to watch out for that shit again, because there's potential for it happening again. But spirit is very adamant in making sure, because this is a message that I've been delivering like repeatedly, it seems. Very adamant in letting us know that when we have gotten that lesson and we are at a higher vibration in a different state of awareness, we are in a position now where we can be presented with the exact same situation and respond to it 100% differently, because we passed that test. And when we know better, we do better. What are we fearing at this point? See, when we sit around with this mentality that we get to expect some madness to go down because that's what we've been used to, that was at a different time, in a different place, with a different mentality. Now the mentality, the place, and the time is different. And we get to navigate these streets differently. Why not go on ahead and trust yourself out here in these streets? You know how to handle this. You got this. And when you do that, your vibration raises. And you get into this space where you step into this high priestess energy, where you in tune with the star player within yourself. Your intuition is on point because you trust yourself. Your vibration is high. You ain't sitting around expecting the worst. Expecting the worst is not intuition. It does not work like that. Intuition is not fear-based. When your vibration is higher, you get to see things for what it is, not from a fearful perspective, right? But from an awareness perspective. So we take that information and we navigate these streets with all of the information. And we're clear on the direction that we're going. And when we do that, we move into this space of appreciation, of gratitude, because now we're thankful for all of the things that we have around us, and we ain't focused on all of the times that it didn't work out. We see things for what they are. We understand that we go take the good with the bad, the bitter with the sweet. But we also recognize that at the very end of the day, this is divine order working within our favor. So we can rejoice and be glad in it. So Spirit is encouraging us and letting us know that it is imperative for all of us to make sure that we are raising our vibration by changing the way that we process this world around us so that we can step into higher states of consciousness. And we can do that by showing some gratitude and some appreciation out here in these streets. That's all I got for y'all today, y'all. So I'm gonna call it right now. Peace and light, peace and love.